Okay guys, so we're progressing forward on our project with the 944. We're tackling our next task, and that is the braking and clutch system on the 944. So we're going to do a schematic or drop of the brake system, of course on the 944, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and start drawing this out a little bit here. We're going to first deal with this thing here. Kind of runs like this with a little end. And this has a couple of holes here. And as we identify it, you'll kind of understand it a little bit better because something sits on top of it that you see often. Kind of goes up like that, and with the reservoir. So this is the brake master. So we're going to draw a little line here and say brake. That's pretty terrible. Let's try that again. Brake master cylinder. Okay. This is the expansion tank that you put brake fluid in. So we're going to say expand, that's it, tank. Don't have a lot of space here, sorry guys. Okay, and then this of course feeds into this larger thing this is behind it, which is the booster. So we're just going to put booster. Okay. So let's identify some lines that come off of this brake master. So the first line, it comes, I'm going to roll it down here, kind of bring it down far. This is the line that goes to the rear. So this is the rear line. That feeds brake fluid to the back tires. And then you have a front line right here, which I'm going to make pretty short because this is actually going to go to your driver wheel or your driver's side. And we're actually going to identify that better. We're going to say driver line. Now on the other side towards the front, you have another offshoot. So this is on the other side of the master. You have another little offshoot, and that is the passenger side. So passenger front. I'm running out of space. Line. Okay. So we identified those tubage there that's coming directly off the brake master, which is the first one on the driver's side is going to, again, the rear of the car. The other one is to the driver line, and the other side is the passenger line in the front. Now off this expansion tank, we have another little line that runs right here. We're just going to say it runs right there. We're going to try to actually take a little of this out to make this look a little better. And it's going to go to this thing here that plugs in, has a little line off of it. What is this? Well, this is actually, I'm going to try to figure a good place to put this, but we're going to draw a line here. So this thing right here is your clutch master cylinder. Okay, so this actually ends up coming down, feeding your clutch pedal. Okay, so there's your clutch pedal inside your car. So we're going to say clutch pedal. Okay, and then of course off of here, this actually kind of comes through here and it sticks out, and of course that's attached to your brake pedal. So brake pedal. I did that again. Try that a little bit better. Brake pedal. Okay, so now we get a kind of understanding of how everything works. So of course you fill up your fluid in your reservoir. That supplies brake line fluid to your rear, to your front tires, through here and there for your brake lines. But then also as it fills up, it actually, because as we know the 944 runs on a pressurized hydraulic system, no cables. It also supplies fluid to your master clutch cylinder, and actually off of that clutch that controls the pedal, there's another little thing. It kind of comes down here, and I'll show you. It goes to a slave. Okay, now that slave is kind of pivoted off here, goes this way and goes this way, but it actually goes into your bell house. of your transmission. So that's where you gauge your clutch, where the flywheel and everything is. That's where that goes. That line. So you pressure pedal, fluid shoots down here, pushes that in, and that's how that works. Okay. So now let's get on to my problem. So I'm just going to kind of move this a little to the side. And my problem was actually in the rear of the car. So as that continues to runs down the body or underneath the car, the line continues. It comes to this, and we'll just kind of make it move up a little bit slightly. But it comes to this T. Okay, so this T kind of functions like this, has two ends. Pretty simple stuff. Line goes into here. One side, it routes a little bit differently when you see it in the car. One side, of course, comes up. My brake lines are pretty fat. Goes to the passenger wheel, and one goes down and goes to the driver. Okay, so these are hard lines, of course, you know, that runs brake fluid. So we're going to put pass, line, and then driver line right here. Okay, I had a problem here, a brake, where that raised up, and when it gets to chassis, there was a clip that was gouging inside of it, which caused, as we actually pressurized the system, caused everything to leak out everywhere. Big old leak, which explains why I didn't have pressure in my pedal, either my brake pedal, my clutch pedal, or anything, because this again is a closed system. If there's a leak somewhere, it's going to cause that to cause a problem. So I went ahead and removed this line. It was not fun because it goes over the top of the transmission area. So it's a weird route, and I replaced it with a new line. Now, just to give you a further explanation, after this hard metal line, it kind of goes into this like little bracket thing, but then there's this soft, flexible, because you have to have some flex with your wheels, line that goes actually then, just to give you an idea, to your brake caliper. Okay, so this is your caliper, whatever. Okay, and the same thing is on the other side. You have another one of those. Okay, and you know, of course, where that is because you have your bleed valve and everything on your back brakes. But I just kind of wanted to draw this out so you understand what everything is. I'll have a video posted later of me actually doing the work, but you want to check your lines. If you, for instance, have problems where you don't, and we're going to move this back over, where you have brake pedal pressure, but you have no clutch, you know, your clutch pedal here isn't working. Let's do that. Clutch pedal here isn't working. Then first you want to check to make sure you have enough fluid, because if you don't have enough fluid in your system, you're not going to get enough pressure where it's going to really engage properly. A lot of times what happens is you have leaks that develop in, I don't think this is the case yet in my situation, but your leaks will develop in your clutch master. The seal will break and causes the leakage of fluid again, which you lose pressure, and then your pedal doesn't return correctly, and your slave doesn't act properly. So you want to look out for that. Your slave can also have problems where it needs to be replaced. Again, the slave's down here. I think I didn't put slave. Slave is down here. That controls how it pushes into the clutch. If there's a leak there, again, you're losing pressure. So that's one thing. But you want to make sure that if you're having a clutch issue, that you're not also having a brake issue. Because if you're having a brake issue, then you need to check all your other lines first. Make sure you don't have a problem. So this is just my troubleshooting. I'm going to post a video later of me replacing this line, and we'll see if this resolves the issue. I hope this has been helpful to you. And, you know, if you have any questions, just post below and let me know. I'll be happy to help.